Hello friends, in this video lesson we are going to discuss the second question which is asked in the political science paper of 2021 mains. The question is affirmative action. So here the introduction for this question can be done with defining what is affirmative action. So we can define the affirmative action in words like positive discrimination in favor of marginalized section. So with this definition one can start the answer. So in body part there is need to elaborate on the arguments in favor of affirmative actions, in favor of affirmative action. So what can be the arguments? So the first argument you can quote is to undo historical and injustice. So that should be the first argument you can quote. The second argument in favor of the affirmative action is to respect idea of human dignity. So here you can bring in the Kantian idea of human dignity and moral individualism. So you can definitely bring this thinker. Third aspect you can bring is that affirmative action leads to diversity. So you can quote communitarian scholar here, like Michael Sandel. What he says that affirmative action leads to diversity in representation. So you can quote this. Beside this, you can also quote the Dr. Ambedkar's view on affirmative action. So what Dr. Ambedkar said, he said that one man, one, not vote, one value should be dictum. So here you can also to ensure that your answer is catchy, you can bring in his quote that political democracy is contradiction in absence of social democracy. So that should be the fourth point. And fifth point, you can also bring in the fair and just distribution of resources. So to support this, you can bring in the Rawlsian idea of justice and difference principle. So this is the half part of your body. In second half of your body, you should bring in the apprehensions and criticism of affirmative action. So you can bring in the libertarians, what they say, libertarians. So for that you can say, you can quote the Hayek's view, Isaiah Berlin, his view. So you can definitely bring this. Beside this, you can also bring in the negative implications, like reverse discrimination is there. Beside this, you can also bring in the affirmative action leads to politics of difference. So this can be source of instability in society. And beside that, you can also quote that affirmative action can be used as a political tool rather than normative instrument of social justice. So that should finish your body part, and after that you can conclude your answer. So in conclusion, what you can say, you can reflect the contemporary relevance of affirmative action. So you can bring in the affirmative action in like India and US. In US, for blacks, affirmative action is there, and India, there is affirmative action for SCs and STs. So you can bring in this element, and you can also quote the in detail about the affirmative action in India. So like Acharya, he he has suggested that the three pronged strategy on affirmative action. So you can explain this pronged strategy. So what he says, that there is a quota plus reservation, that is the first element of affirmative action. Then there are promotive policies in favor of marginal section, and there are protective safeguards. So in this way you can explain the affirmative action in India, and you can conclude on the affirmative action as a tool or means to realize substantive equality. So this is very important keyword you can quote. So in this way you can answer this question. So that is there. Thank you.